Hey guys, welcome back to Filthy and Friends playing D&D with our guest Dolphin. So, guess a recap of last episode. We got jumped by thugs. We reminded the thugs why we're the adventurers and they're the thugs. Then we went to the man purse shop where we bullied an old man until he told us what we wanted to know. All with the blessings of Hamish, the half Scottish, half Indian priest. So, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. I think that's where we'll keep going from.
That's one of the most delicious summaries yet. That was great.
All right. So what's happening, Steve?
I'm doing my best. If you guys move your characters into the grove, you're able to walk through the ravine with no issues with Hamish guiding you.
Okay.
And I've revealed the grove for you.
Can you describe
my character? Oh, it's
whatever the hell that is?
That is the Grung. He is a
see
swashbuckling frogman. Yeah, I'll enhance. Decked out in a fancy cape. He's got a sword and shield. He's looking very gung-ho. Just sort of hanging out in the grove. You can tell as you walk into this place that it is full of magic. And Adam, I actually need a D100 on your wild magic table because, like, as you sort of walk through, it feels like friction to you as a sorcerer and a magic user. You get this like static shock almost from the grove onto yourself as you walk. It's a 49.
Oh, excellent.
You've turned into a frog. That's great.
I can't speak for the next minute. Whenever I try, pink bubbles float out of my mouth.
Perfect.
Don't worry, guys. I'm only the charisma character of the party.
Yeah. I can do the talking as a tiger.
Excellent.
That's fair. And you guys would probably be used to Shaylin.
So as I walk
misfiring.
into the grove, to kind of like, I don't know, express how nice it looks, you just see these bubbles go.
In about 2 more minutes, you're gonna be able to roleplay that with that drink you were showing us. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and you have your advantage roll back, your Tides of Chaos, if you would like to use that again at some point. So, yeah, as you enter the grove, anybody who has an Arcana proficiency... Does anybody have an Arcana proficiency?
Nope.
Party?
Maybe. Hang on.
Even without Arcana proficiency, you can tell that there's magic going on around you. You feel invigorated by just the presence of the trees. They're really big. Like, they're bigger than trees should be. They look weird. If you want to roll nature, you can find out a little bit more, but
I would love to.
that's
learn
the gist of it.
Large trees. It sounds very important to our life. So let me take a look at that. Do I know their individual names?
No, we don't know the individual names of the tree.
Could I have a year-by-year breakdown of these trees?
There are 2 huge, tall, redwood type trees. This isn't like earth flora, but fauna.
I think
Flora.
I'm pretty sure it's flora.
Fauna are the animals.
Yeah.
What? This isn't earth fauna, but they look like big, huge redwoods, which are just like, not only are they too big, but they're down here with almost no light at the bottom of a ravine, and the soil seems like extremely rocky and poor. It seems ridiculous that they've grown as well as they have. And then alongside them are 2 sort of slightly shorter but immensely wide and far-spreading trees.
Can I, with that
for like
roll in
willow trees, like very large willows or something?
With that description and my nature skill, can I then just assume that Thaddeus actually stood over these trees at one point and screamed at them enough that they decided they needed to grow way the fuck away from this location, and that's kind of what motivated the growth in such a magical way?
You don't know who Thaddeus is.
But if I did, that'd be
there's like a cult to him. The explanation Hamish gave you was that the lightning from Maradin hit this point, and that's why plants are growing here in ways which are unnatural.
Okay.
You can see Shaylin like pointing and going.
Touching any of these trees will full heal you and give you all of your resources back.
Great. I will absolutely.
Right. Well, I immediately do that.
Yeah. No
Yep.
shit.
And Hamish sees you doing that and smiles and is pleased. The grove
Can I-
has healing properties for minor wounds and exhaustion, and travelers are
I
welcome. Make use
Immediately cast Mage Armor and then touch it again and get that spell slot back.
Ooh, I like that.
You just do it before you touch it the first time. It's this
Um,
exact
Yeah.
effect.
Well, it's already on
You
me, but
want
I'm just going
to
to
try?
reset its time. What? Do I want to try what? Cast a spell?
Are you going to try to do that?
He
Can
can't-
you cast
he
Mage
can't
Armor
cast spells
without
right now.
voice?
Yeah, he can't. Now he
Oh.
can't verbal components
Oh, no, I can't.
with
Yeah,
bubbles.
No, you're right. Yeah, I can't even do anything. Okay,
Well,
never mind.
If you want to try that when you leave, you can. Yes, in the middle of the grove is the aforementioned Grung warrior. Some of you would have seen a Grung before. They're native to the continent that you're on, jungle continent. They're not particularly wise or well known or anything, and this is definitely the first time you've seen a Grung adventurer. And Hamish walks over to him, and you overhear. He's not trying to be quiet, but he's just talking to him in a normal voice. He says that you guys have a pouch, and you've talked to Abwale, and he seems to think that the pouch may mean something to this Grung.
Okay, can I get a sense if this Grung adventurer is full of shit in the same way that Hamish is? Is it like plastic armor or I guess paper balsa wood armor here? Is this a stage prop?
Is that your insight roll?
Yes, it was.
18. Do you think that do you think Dolist is full of shit?
In what sense?
Like, do you think his armor is for play and he's not actually effective in combat and stuff? What's your
No.
character's opinion on
Why
that?
would I think that?
You don't? Okay, you don't think that this frog guy is like that either.
So he's about okay. So he's just small, is what you're telling me.
You've
Yeah.
been adventuring with Dulles for a while, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of new, but
All right.
I think he was just checking the way your character views the world, and if your character views everyone as ill-prepared and
Yeah, no,
Right,
no,
right.
I understand.
especially
I understand.
small people who
right.
sure.
Mentally, I will apply the label to him. I will make that connection, and because you give me that connection, we'll have Snack Pack and Snack Pack 2, and that's mentally how I think of them.
the legs are meant to be a delicacy.
Right.
Perfect.
So Hamish said that to Wadumu here.
Yeah, and he looks up curious. He's just relaxing in the grove.
Do we know, like, obviously out of character, we know that this place restores our resources, but do we know, like, by touching the tree in character, like, we feel, I can feel my magic coming back to me kind of thing? I know that that's what it does. Okay.
It is
mechanically-
immensely obvious to a magic user, and to a non-magic user, you feel impressions. If you have open wounds, they're sealing on their own. Like, you can tell something weird's going on, but maybe can't tell quite as much what it is.
Okay.
What
So-
about
Mechanically, though, we all just long rested, essentially, though.
what about
Okay, cool.
Winchie's Wounded Pride? Does that come back in the same way as the rest of our resources?
Winchi can meditate in this grove and recenter himself if needs be. There's a place for open meditation.
My wounded pride, just from the hug.
Yeah, from getting caught
That was
by
part of the
this
plan.
Slow,
That was
enormous...
part of the plan.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's definitely back attack. We just learned that right there. Got it.
Can you tell me when 2 minutes have passed?
Oh, is that why nobody's talking to the
We're all just kind of.
No,
Look,
I
he's
don't
only
know.
got- he's
I'm
only
just
got a
wandering
minute.
around pointing at trees.
He's only got a minute. It feels like this like
Oh.
this attunement to nature that we're feeling, this reverence and awe. It probably, when you walk into such an impressive grove with these incredible magic trees and all this is happening, probably takes about a minute, right? That's not an unfair amount of time to spend waiting on that.
Wandering around with your mouth hanging open. Sure.
We can say that a minute's done. Sure.
Are you still a tiger?
Yeah. Well, it depends how long time has passed. I can stay in tiger form for an hour.
It's too
Has-
So is the Grung warrior kind of at ease, or is he more nervous or anything after
No, he
Hamish talked to him?
He looks calm.
So, friend Grung, we are searching for information, as Hamish here has indicated. and we're hoping that you can enlighten us what you might know about this pouch and its owner.
Which pouch do you show him?
My pouch? What pouch? No. I show him the pouch from the store.
Okay, and he sees the pouch and he sees the insignia on it, and his eyes sort of open, and he says,
Lidlessly open.
"Yes," and he says, "Yes, yes, yes. I do recognize. I do recognize this pouch. This is a pouch that is used to make deliveries to my village, a village I was outcast from, a village which is
Frog
being
legs for everyone.
beset upon by terrible troubles, and I fear perhaps, given your presence here, that those troubles have now found us in the port of Nyanzaru as well."
So, you are not the owner of the pouch?
No, I am not the owner of the pouch. These pouches are used by the grung and the humans who live with them to communicate with the outside world. They carry important documents. They also often have secret pouches, which can be used for less upright purposes.
Are there any other grung in the city here, friend?
The grung, we are a simple folk. We live in the jungle. We tend not to blend well with others.
Well,
The grung usually, they follow one leader. They do not think much for themselves. They listen and do what they are told. And my village unfortunately fell under poor leadership, I would say, and I was the only one who chose to leave. I am now outcast and worried for my family and my friends.
I'm going to sit down on the grass beside him and say, so, many dinosaurs that were minding their own business and intended to run in circles for the entertainment of others have been slain today, and this pouch is our only clue. What involvement would the grung have with murdering a pack of racing dinosaurs? Why would they care, and who would do such a thing?
can I make any sort of check, Steve, to know if are the grung associated with any sort of poison or poison production? Like tropical frog people might know stuff about poison.
Nature or history check,
Okay.
I guess.
I'll do a nature check.
Good.
Too. Okay with that?
Good question. Good question.
How about that?
The grung, I believe they are poisonous to eat.
And can
Um,
their natural poisonous be harvested in some way?
Not in a way that you know, but you know that, it's like something's really hot. Do I know how to make a fire out of it? No, but it would make sense that you could.
I have one more request associated with that, and you can tell me how I have to do this. So I have two thoughts. The first is getting feedback from you, Kevin, right now. I don't know if you changed your headphone. The first is
I did not.
Can I tell, perhaps by scent, I can do this via tiger or via lizard if you prefer, if this grung smells at all like the dead dinosaur that I was eating? And if I can't tell by scent, can I tell by taste? If I'm getting any of the poison that was in the dinosaur also in the grung.
You want to take a bite out of the grung.
Just lick them.
Not yet. Let's try scent first.
Well, that would be perception, I guess.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. My cat would like to lick you.
No smell like dinosaur on this guy. Smells like trees.
Okay. Smells like trees. So I don't get his poison residue from the.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, and presumably he doesn't smell like he's been walking around a dinosaur stable. So not only
Well, but
don't...
I ate that dinosaur meat. If there was poison in it, like I would have got some taste of that. And this is a comparison basically from whatever that taste / smell of that was compared to whatever poison this guy has. I want to see if it's the same thing. If I
Oh,
can.
you're not checking whether or not he was there. You're checking whether that was the poison that was
or
used.
the same type of poison. If it's like some racial poison they have, yeah.
I understand.
You remember
sounds
that there
like-
was a vial in the satchel you found, right?
Yeah. You want
Okay.
me to lick the vial? Okay.
How about you sniff it?
I'm just making sure you guys know, because
Mhm.
if you're wondering what the poison smells like, it probably smells like what was in the vial.
Well, I
You
think that
don't
would
need
also
to have
smell
even
like
checked
what
for
smell.
that. Yep.
Yeah, it's two paths to the same endpoint. Like,
Yep. I agree.
okay.
I agree.
Alright.
I'm just making sure you guys know.
Okay.
So what the theory is
So-
that someone's attacked this frog village, killed them all, turned them into poison to kill our dinosaurs.
Or that the frog leader is in some way, being paid or being. Yes, it does feel like the next step is, where is this village?
All right.
So did he answer why the grung would want a whole bunch of racing dinosaurs dead, or who among the grung? Did he answer my question?
No.
The grung are simple folk, but they are not always led by a grung, and I fear that something more sinister, even than you might be imagining, has happened to my village.
Who leads the grung now?
Creatures came in the night. I do not know who exactly. I never saw them. The next day, my friends were turning against me. I saw my family rounded up, and I ran.
I ran.
I ran. He left.
I ran. Oh, I see. Rounded up
So-
by. Sorry, go on, Kevin.
I just wondered whether you would like to restore your honor and return to the village with us, or whether you intended to squat here forever.
Please, Hamish has told me that I am destined for great things. I would love nothing more than to return to my village.
Uh-oh.
Do I believe him?
So we have a priest,
Yeah, I believe
a
him.
washed-up fake priest who has a very large obsession with telling the particularly small-statured in our party that they're special and things are going on with them that he can mystically sense.
Although it was some guy around the corner that had nothing to do with Hamish that originally sensed it.
That was just Hamish's disciple. Nothing to do with him. He called Hamish master.
Well, yes, yeah, but it's not like Hamish picked him out. It
Yeah.
was some other human, some other person that picked him out.
Yeah, a group of like-minded individuals, it sounds like.
Yeah, Hamish does sound very cult leaderish.
Okay.
Hamish is wonderful.
That's
He
'cause
knows
it's
he
cult
knows the
fatty.
true path. He knows the true path. Be quiet, you.
All right.
Right.
I'm gonna switch out of tiger back into lizard, and I will.
Talk to your
Reptilian brethren.
reptilian brother.
You think frogs and lizards get along? That's so racist. I will.
Have you licked him yet?
No, I've not licked him yet. I
You
have.
might get along great.
I will say to the rest of the party, do we plan to go to other snack packs location of home?
I don't see why not. It's the only lead we have remaining.
And I turned back to him. Will you accompany us? That's what you asked earlier. I don't know if I heard the answer to Kevin.
He
You
said
asking
he'd
the
love
grung?
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he said that he would like nothing more than to lead you to the village. And
How far
So-
a journey is it?
What creatures took over your village?
it's about 6 days. 6 days hike through the jungle.
So
What creatures took over the village, he doesn't know.
Right. I asked him that
So-
already.
I'd like to show him the vial and see if he can identify what it is.
So he'll take the vial and sniff it, and he's not sure exactly. He's not a specialist in poisons or anything, and it doesn't look like something he would recognize.
All right. Well, let's get out of here then.
Yeah.
Agreed. We need anything else? Got any thoughts? Anyone else?
Does Hamish have anything from the grove that might help us on our way?
Good question.
Ooh, maybe some like special Healy water.
Yeah.
Some
Maybe
twigs we
maybe
could hit
more-
each other with.
Any
Maybe more
good
healing
bark?
potions.
Any way to sense auras in others?
I cannot, unfortunately, send you with items from the grove. They tend to lose their potency as they leave this vicinity.
Mhm.
I could, if you were accepting of it, ask Thaddeus to bestow upon you a blessing, though.
That's very kind. I say, mostly out of goodwill and awkwardness.
All right. Well, he will close his eyes. He sort of assumes that you have as well. Bow his head. Lord Thaddeus, smiter of the Cretans, the pestilence, and the sinister beasts below, guide these adventurers on these quests. And you're not sure. Maybe some of you who are more susceptible to persuasion and maybe even hypnotism might feel this a little bit more than others, but it feels like the grove glows a little bit more than usual. It feels like time gets a little bit weird, like there's a dripping of water, and it feels like the drops are dropping just a little bit slower for a second, and then everything sort of, it's more noticeable on the way out. Everything jostles back to usual. And your party has a Blessing of Thaddeus. The Blessing of Thaddeus can be used to re-roll a dice in this campaign, or you can call for Thaddeus, which will have a variety of effects depending on how you do it.
I'm surprisingly moved by the blessing in a way that I didn't expect to be, and I actually take my Big Thad T-shirt and wipe some tears away from my eyes, which I never cast away. I never got rid of my Big Thad T-shirt, unlike the rest of my.
Yep. Unbelieving.
I want to hold on to that glory and that pride that we had in that moment, that chance that we had of racing with Big Thad. I'm not letting go of that feeling.
That's beautiful.
Adam, did you want to try to mage armor on and then thing on the way out?
Can I speak normally now?
What does
Yeah,
it
I
matter?
guess.
He's got 6 days of travel.
It's up to him. He wants to see what that interaction does.
I think I'll do that. It's simply based on the fact you're saying what you're saying.
All right.
Yep. So
Metagaming aside.
as you touch the tree, you actually feel the enchantment that you have disappear from around you. It gets sucked into the tree. You no longer have mage armor.
Oh.
And you're rolling the wild magic table. Give me a D100.
And no one else is standing around him when he's doing this because all of us are about to leave, right?
You guys can make rolls for that if he explodes.
Let's see.
So you're probably not familiar with this class, Dolphin, but random effects happen. So he can occasionally fireball us as a group. So
Okay.
stay if you can
You
put distance
cast
between
fog
him.
cloud centered on yourself.
All right, and the fog just immediately, just you see it get sucked into the trees. It does not stay for more than a second.
All right.
But yeah, you have not successfully metagamed an extra spell slot.
Excellent.
All right,
Onward.
This one loves the bubbles. Did you see the bubbles? Party friendly ones. Look. They're all gone.
And she looks sad.
so welcome to the jungle. We're going to fast forward the jungle walking part significantly. The jungles of Chult are massive, immense. They're densely packed, very easy to get lost, and the canopy is so thick that adventuring by walking through the canopy is almost as efficient as adventuring by walking along the ground. Wadumu, is his name, right? Wadumu knows the jungle quite well and shows you to somewhat hidden, but mostly just safe for travelers, nests in trees where you can sleep each night without too much issue from wildlife or whatever. And he knows the way to his village. He's very used to walking through the jungle. You can
All right.
tell that without a guide, though, like
This would be pretty hellish. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not pleasant. He has insect repellent for you and stuff like that too.
So I'm using my wanderer feature. I'm making notes. I'm learning the route. I'm gaining some of the knowledge of this, both this specific trip and some of the jungle lore that he's showing us.
For sure. So the big important things about the jungle, from what I've told you here, are that you can walk through the canopy, and that's something that creatures usually do, and that there are these nests placed for travelers to sleep in. Those are not things that you'd necessarily know as a non-native of the jungle.
Okay.
On the third night, there is a terrible rainstorm, and I'm gonna condense this into just a survival roll for everyone.
Okay.
And can we help each other with the survival?
If somebody fails, you may be able to help if you succeeded, but
okay.
All right. So Shaylin gets just completely drenched. She's not well packed in.
I feel like she's running out and dancing in the rain because it excites her.
Perhaps she is. Yes,
this
perhaps
is great.
She is. And
it's a typhoon.
She realizes after maybe 15 seconds of this that the rain is like forcibly blowing her around. She's losing control of her body. She's drenched 100%. And she wakes up the next morning with -3 max HP for the rest of the campaign until you seek like healing for the jungle diseases that you have just contracted in an appropriate town.
Ow.
The rest of you make it through the night okay, though. And after 6 days of travel, you arrive at this village, which we're actually already looking at. This is Wadumu's village. You can tell that it's not meant to be found in particular. It's not placed on any like major road or anything. There's a river passing by, but it's not a river that people would have great reason to be traveling down. You see grung and humans wandering around the village. There's no ostensible sign that they are like enslaved or anything. They just look like they're having a fairly regular day in a village in the jungle, fishing, eating, trading clothes and stuff with each other.
So there's no sort of hierarchy, like the humans are above or the grung are above in like social status or anything?
Definitely the grung seem to get out of the way of the humans when they walk around, but they're not serving the humans as far as you can tell.
Are the human wearing any type of special garb or anything that would discern them from anybody else maybe back in the town?
Yeah, they look like they live in the jungle. They have not that much on most of the time. They have very dark skin, and a lot of them wear tattoos on their like arms and faces and the like. They look like tribal people who occupy this part of the jungle.
What about
and
the health?
Would be out of place in a regular city.
What about the health of the foliage around them? Does that look pretty normal? Not like mutated or infected by something? Does it just look like jungle growth, or does it look a bit off?
From where you stand, you can see no growth that seems weird.
Okay.
You are only looking at the outside of the town, though. You can't see the town center from here. And Wadumu is very adamant that you should not be seen approaching the town right now. His plan is he is going to approach the town with the satchel. He is going to make contact with the people he knows and trusts in the town and try to get an idea of what's going on and if he can get you in by night.
Do I believe that?
Yes, you believe him. He's been an outstanding guide, and you have no reason not to believe that he means to do exactly what he says.
Does Lesser Restoration clear that crap that happens, right? Okay.
Because it's like a special campaign thing, which I'm just
That's fine.
making up to skip a scene, basically.
So do we just like sit and wait outside, I guess?
I mean, if that's his plan, why not?
Do we want to maybe patrol around and get some information, or do we just sit and wait? Or
Yeah, that's what I was
send
wondering
someone-
is whether we could scout at a 500-yard radius or something, slowly around and see if we can see paths for retreat if we needed to, or major game paths, anything that might be useful to us.
Yeah.
Is that worth doing? Creeping around? I don't know why to sit here and weave baskets for the next 5 hours. I might as well do something.
I'd also like to pay attention as we're doing that. If we're not super close to them, we're not moving closer to town, but if I can spot any sentries or patrols or anything that looks like someone is, especially if they have any sort of weapon above and beyond what you just normally have in the jungle, anything that looks like a soldier or something like that.
Sure. So as you watch Wadumu go into town, which I'm assuming he goes into town and then you're doing this other stuff, is that right?
Yeah.
So as you watch him go into town, he's being very careful to show the satchel ahead of him, make it clear that he is a messenger, and arrows land at his feet. Sea guards are very hostile to his approach. He's able to call out that it's okay. He is a member of the tribe. He is carrying a satchel with information. He just needs to get in and get the satchel to the person who needs it. And they let him go after establishing that he's a grung and somebody recognizes that he's Wadumu. It's okay for now.
Can I just
And he gets
make
sent.
note of where those arrows came from, where those tree-based
Sure.
guard shacks seem to be? Thanks.
We will
And
say
just
that
to be
they are,
clear-
there, or something.
And just to be clear, there's no actual message or note in the satchel, right?
No, he's bluffing his way in, basically.
Right. Okay.
But he's confident that there are people in the town who he can connect with.
Okay.
That's his plan.
He's gonna die.
Yep. I'm going to miss him.
I just want to be there when that happens.
For frog legs.
Or frog legs.
There's
Okay.
no
Alright, so-
evidence of any dinosaurs, right?
No evidence of dinosaurs.
No evidence of dinosaurs.
You might have seen a couple of dinosaurs trekking through the jungle. They're just native to the continent, and
Sure.
it's not that big a deal. Just
Yeah.
the velociraptor, sure. But none envisioned right now.
Yeah.
And as you traverse the town, can you make a group stealth roll or something, just to give an idea of how quietly you're able to do this?
So how many people are going? Because I've got survival and stealth.
Oh, that's a good point. We don't all have to go.
I don't know that we all need to. Some need to be there waiting for him to get back.
Well, we got some hours for that. I don't really like the idea of splitting up. So we're not trying to be super close to the town itself. We're just trying to kind of get a look from a distance afar. So I'm okay.
What the fuck?
Oh, wait. Sorry, Mr. Stealthy, is that you making all the noise back there?
Yeah, easy text.
So both of your 5 stealth party members rolled terribly. Okay. So, nobody attacks you. You might get spotted by a villager out fishing or something, and I guess you smile and wave, or I don't know how you handle that.
Smile and wave sounds good.
Smile and wave, yeah.
None of the people who do spot you seem immensely hostile or something, but it seems like it's weird to them that they're strangers.
At some point while we were traveling, could we have asked our guide roughly how many people are in this, live in this town or village?
I'm gonna guesstimate 150 grung and 50 humans.
Okay.
So them cohabitating like this is normal.
In this case, yeah.
He expected to see humans here.
Yeah. The humans have been in the village for a long time, cohabiting with the grung.
What percent of that is people that are armed and guards, and can we get an idea from where we are roughly, or
the only militia for the town is made up of the humans. He's the only grung that he knows of who's really trained in weapons. But the humans do keep a militia, and he wouldn't have told you that he was expecting people to shoot arrows at him as he approached. That would not have been how he described the town when he lived in it. So that you could see as a change.
Mm-hmm.
But he would have told you that some of the humans are trained in weapons.
All right.
Okay. All right. So the circumnavigation shows us nothing interesting or useful.
It's a town. There are a variety of paths getting away. If you need to get away, I think the problem is going to be finding your way in the jungle, not finding a path out of the village. There are no like outer fortifications really. There are buildings which occasionally have somebody with a bow posted in them or something like that, but it's not like a castle. It's like a village with a light militia presence.
I guess we wait then, right?
Yep.
All right. So you're gonna wait.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you circumnavigate all the way around, get back to where you said you would wait. I guess.
Find some comfortable spots with some line of sight and vision, and sit back and wait.
All right. And night falls, and Wadumu returns, like he said he would. He's no longer holding the satchel. He's looking very excited. He tells you that the town has indeed been overrun by an evil as sinister as he suspected. He tells you with tears in his eyes, he is upset. He has lost friends. They are making the poison that you found in this town, and the method for creating it is lethal to Grung. So he still doesn't know who exactly has taken over this town, but he knows that there is some sort of ritualistic, cultish sort of thing going on. They are sacrificing Grung at night. The humans seem to be complicit, whether by choice or by enchantment or persuasion or intimidation. He couldn't say for sure. Maybe it's different depending on who the human is. And he is confident, based on what he's heard and the fact that the village just is not really expecting attacks, that he can get you in tonight and you can get to where this ritual is happening, and he'll get you there, and the rest is going to be up to you, he thinks, to try to stop this.
The first second we get away from him, because he tells us information, we take a moment to converse, I'm sure, as party members. I, with typical lizard diplomatic skills, bring up that we have just lost our only source of revenue, and this sounds like a fairly profitable business enterprise we could perhaps get in on the ground floor if we wanted to go that route. That this might be some way to recoup the losses from the dinosaur business.
By grinding Grung for poison?
Well, certainly we'd just be investors, but yes.
Let's keep that as a back burner plan. Let's do some of the freeing.
And I point out,
I love Dolphin's face right now.
And I point out with perfect sincerity that this would be 2 birds with 1 stone. We could harvest the poison and then have frog legs every night.
It's a legitimate consideration, and I think that we go forward with the saving to start with, wreaking vengeance. That's good, and then we consider our next option.
Yeah, I'm more interested in compensation than justice. So, what are we going to get out of taking all these folks on? I mean, they must have made some coin already.
Well, there's the 500 gold. There's the 500 gold that we get as the bounty for doing the job.
Sure, and I gotta say, they probably have maybe already made some gold off the poison that maybe they've already sold. So we don't necessarily have to take over an entire enterprise to make some cash off of raiding the village.
We could do all 3.
Yeah.
You know, you playing a heartless lizard is really pretty
fitting, very fitting.
Yeah, it's. I think
his personality really well.
It's too close to home. It's too easy. I think you should be playing. I think you should be playing something else, really.
All Twitch streamers are actually heartless lizard people.
Right?
Don't tell them.
So we raid the village, we kill everyone, we get the 500 gold, we take over the enterprise, and we make money from selling.
You're gonna kill everyone? Oh my god!
Really,
we do not have.
Well, not the Grung.
We do not have enough time for
the Grung.
Yeah.
We're not going to kill the Grung. We need that.
Not all at the same time.
That's
a couple
breeding
a night.
stock.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know why I carry 4 saddlebags? Sorry. All right, so
I guess
yeah, I suppose we'll follow him into town.
When you say, "Do you know why I carry 4 saddlebags?" Wadumu looks at you, and his ears like pierce up, and he says, "A disciple of Thaddeus? You have read his scriptures."
I'm familiar as a monk with the scriptures from many religions, and hold some of them close to heart and others at arm's length.
So we're gonna follow him in blindly to a town taken over by people who are making their money now, killing their own.
Yes.
Okay.
From a meta point of view, this is complete suicide. So let's do it.
No. He's been totally legit. All our insights checks have said
Trusting him, it's still complete suicide, but still, let's do it.
By the way, totally. That was like a pun with the frog.
That was good. Yeah.
Nice. Hey, plus we've got like 5 special magic summon Thaddeus buttons. I'm sure we'll be fine, Xilo.
Yeah.
It's only 1 party reroll. It's not everybody gets a reroll.
Oh.
By the way.
Oh.
1.
Okay.
I thought each of us got that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I wasn't clear.
Okay.
Okay, let's just go with the plan though.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna ask the DM here. We can certainly go a little bit further, but would this be a good time to cut the part?
I think this would be an excellent time to cut the part. Yeah.
All right, then let's take our last break here, guys, and we'll come back for the conclusion of this module after this. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you soon.